Thank you all for coming. We have our coach Ken Wagner, players Robbie Mitchell and Danny Berger. We're going to open with the opening statement from Coach Wagner.
Well, we were excited to come to the tournament because we really felt that this is the strongest league in the West, and we wanted to try and be #1 in the West. So our goal was to come and play as well as we could. And, you know, obviously tonight Cal Baptist is an incredibly good team. We've struggled matchup-wise with them all year, but I thought our guys responded well and played real good defense.
Coach, it actually looked like they took you out of your offense for a great deal of the game, and in a sense set up just a bunch of one-on-one type of matchups.
It is, and that makes it hard for us because usually we thrive on assists and shooting, and they did a nice job, you know, defensively. I'm surprised you didn't think we were just creative tonight.
you were creative, and you know, the other key, it meant that you had to come up with some really defensive hustle plays. You know, Robbie, you made a bunch of them. There were a bunch of times when you were literally creating defensive opportunities, almost being creative defensively, if you will. Did you sense that? I
did. Robbie made some huge plays. Danny, I think, came across, got some big rebounds, as did many of the others, but I really felt, and we felt going into the game, that defense and rebounding was going to be the key, because we know they have some great shooters. We're not going to be able to guard them the whole time, and you know, even at the end when we went ahead, they kept hitting some bombs. You know, did a nice job.
And Robbie, what did you see that made you feel that you could, in some cases, you almost have to you know, take advantage of a situation that presents itself to come from behind or pop in a passing lane or whatever it is and surprise somebody and come up with a steal?
Yeah, I think there's pressure on the wings from our teammates, and just trusting them, knowing that if I don't get that, then I have somebody that'll have my back, and just the defense that we have set up, it kind of lets us do that. But as long as we stay in our spots and we're in the right places, then sometimes the ball just falls into our hands. Just because of the defensive scheme that we have.
And Danny, because you guys were frustrated a little bit early, you had to make a run at the end of the first half, then you made a really big run, and then they were chasing you the rest of the time, almost caught you as a matter of fact. Give us a sense of what created the opportunities for those runs.
Yeah, that run we made in the second half was huge. Robbie made some huge defensive plays, and that was it. Our defense led to our offense, and you know, like you said, they were kind of taking us out of our offense, pressuring us a lot, and we made some good plays, and that's what you got to do in those situations, is make good plays. And those runs really propelled us to win it, hold them off.
Although, you know, I think you were up like 13 or something like that. They cut it to within one possession,
right.
Which, you know, had to be nervous time down the stretch. So your thoughts about, you know, what that was like in the last few minutes?
Yeah, those last, Jelon Wheelwright, I don't think he missed a shot in the last little bit. He was hitting them, but we were making our free throws. That was really important, is our free throw shooting and taking care of the ball in that situation to hold them off when they were making their run at the end. Because you know, basketball is a game of runs.
Not having seen you guys all year, how typical was this a game for you guys to be able to have that run and kind of back and forth like that?
Well, when we play well, I think it's typical, but normally we don't face defense that takes us out of everything. And I thought our guys, you know, kept hustling and created opportunities, and we ran a few set plays and were able to score. But for the most part, you know, generally speaking, we're pretty wide open, running up and down, and average 85, 90 points a game. So, you know, when you're playing a defensive team as good as they are, it's tough.
Robbie, when you're in a situation like that and stuff that you're normally able to do, you get taken out of, is there a sense on the floor, on the bench of, hey, just keep pounding the rock and it'll crack? I mean, what's the mindset as this is all happening?
Kind of like you said, when they take us out of our offense and forcing us into a couple bad shots, we do look to go inside, just to establish that inside presence again, because then once they start doubling down, things open up. And just attacking their pressure, as they pressure the wings and stuff like that. And we have great shooters, so they don't ever want to leave them, so it just opens up the lane.
But the idea that eventually things will open up. Eventually they got to give you something.
Yeah, well, I think it's just because we're pretty deep. You know, we got 10 guys that can start on any team, so we just wear them down, keep pushing through, and trust that we can execute. Every one of our guys on our team is capable of scoring any night and carrying the team.
Danny, it looked like you got the primary responsibility for defending Jelon Wheelwright in that second half, and he struggled through that. Take us through how hard it is to defend a player of that caliber.
It was tough. I mean, we threw a lot of guys at him. I had him for a little bit there, and coach just told us to pressure him when he's dribbling around and not let him get a three-point shot, and trust our big men behind. So that's what I was trying to do, not let him shoot it because he's a great shooter, and then also, you know, try to contain him, stay in front of him at the same time. So it's a tough cover.
All right, you guys put a hand on the wall here, big smiles, and I want to get your picture. Okay, there you go. That's a good one. All right, 1, 2, 3. All right, very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations.